So this season has been hard. It's not a controversial or contentious thing to say. Everybody knows this has been hard. You feel it, I feel it, we all feel it. It's been hard, and hard for us in different ways, but I think there's probably two primary things that have made this exceptionally hard for the majority of us. And the first thing that's happened is we have taken our society as a country and as a nation, and we have taken our highly anxious society and we have ratcheted up the pressure because of the coronavirus. Right? We spend, before this all happened, $2 billion, with a B, $2 billion on anti-anxiety medication before this hit. And it feels like to many of us that the pressure cooker lid just got placed down, clicked into place, and someone turned on the gas. And things that used to feel easy now feel hard. Points of disagreement with friends now turn into arguments, and those arguments turn into fights, and things that just weren't an issue suddenly are. And nobody knows why, no one does it on purpose, and yet here is the experience we all feel. The other thing that I think is going on is the things that used to lower and remove that pressure are suddenly less effective. You know, the social structure and connection that we had with one another has dropped. Our sense of isolation has increased. Depression has increased, right? Anxiety is up, and our places of connection have just disappeared. For many of us, at least. I talk to a bunch of senior folks and folks who are homebound. I have a sheet I call through each week, and I just work through a list. As I talk to folks, I hear stories of people that feel isolated, alone, that they can't go out, that they can't see anybody, and they just feel frustrated and alone. Right? Normally, all those things are what would reduce the pressure in our society, and those aren't working as well. And so I think it prompts some responses out of us, right? It creates opportunities for us as a church and a community to respond. The first, I think, is we need to just acknowledge that this time of going into the fall is a heightened level of anxiety, regardless of COVID, right? Because we're looking at schools, people are trying to figure out back to work. We kind of went through this mentality of like, we're gonna survive the summer and then hopefully the fall will be different, and we're realizing that it might be a little different, but it's not different enough. And that is some mourning and has created more tension in the system. The other thing I think that prompts us to respond is just a reminder for us and a call for us to build places of connection. If we can't do big groups, if you're part of a big family that can't all get together, right? If you have a large friend group, like, well, that's hard to do now. So who are the 2 to 3? Who can you expand your bubble to include? Because we've all done that too, right? Who are the people that you can invite and just have a safe space that will relieve and lower the pressure, that will create a sense of solidarity, that does what the church should do, which is build connections with people. Look, we're a diverse group of people. We disagree about everything, except we agree about Jesus, we agree about God and the Holy Spirit and what that does in us and calls us to one another. And so as we live into the season, finding our people and places of connection are incredibly important so that we're not doing it alone. So we're not doing it in isolation or just in our own echo chamber or filter bubble or what you see on social media, but we are living and breathing a life alongside and with one another where our faith is tangible with other people and where we can find support and encouragement. Grace and peace, friends. Have a good week.